Hello everybody, it's my final day in Cairns. It's the 27th of August. I actually have to get to the airport for 4 p.m. My flight is at 6:20 p.m. and then I'll be in Sydney by 9 p.m. So it is a travel day today. I've had to check out of the hostel, I've stored my bags for the day, and I'm trying to figure out how I want to pass my time. For now, I've just had breakfast. I had a really good pancake and bacon breakfast. It was huge, but it was okay because I was starving by the time the food came. I think I waited like an hour for them to serve me the food. I don't know what the holdup was, but I was so hungry by the end of the waiting. I was like, when is my food coming? But I was distracted because I was on the phone with Masha, chatting with her for like an hour. So I didn't realize how long I'd been waiting until I'd hung up the phone. But then just as I hung up, the food came. So it was okay. It was really tasty. So that made up for the wait. Because otherwise, if you wait that long for food and it doesn't really taste that good, it's kind of a bad scenario all around. But this time it wasn't too bad. I don't know if you can tell, but it is super cloudy out there. I'm gonna try to pass my time as best I can. I probably will end up back at the mall, to be honest. Maybe even go to a movie. It's also really muggy today, so it's not very pleasant to be outside. But I also want to appreciate the final nice weather that I'll be having. I'm of two minds right now. I want to be out here enjoying the weather of North Queensland where it's tropical, but it's also not the most pleasant weather on a muggy, rainy day. So anyways, I'm rambling. My whole impression of the country so far is very regional Australia. That's not a huge, well-rounded perspective of a country, only visiting a very specific regional area. It's gonna be good to get more of a distinction, more of a perspective visiting a really big city to get a better idea of what the country's really like, because not everybody lives in these regional towns, which is all that I have the experience of visiting. Sydney is definitely, I think, one of the biggest, if not the biggest. I don't know, but I'll be there for 4 days. I'll be able to get a little bit more of a better idea of Australia as a whole. Not really though, but a little bit more than just North Queensland. I'll catch you guys in another update. This huge market, I didn't even know that it was here. Alright, I've made it to Cairns Domestic Airport. I've left the city now, I've got all my stuff with me. I am gonna check my bag on this flight. It's gotten too heavy for carry-on bag allowance, and I will readily admit that. I have done a lot of shopping. And I went to the mall and I ended up watching Thor Love and Thunder. So that was a super long movie. It was a good movie. It passed the time, and when I got out of the movie it was like 3. Walked back to the hostel, got my bags, and took an Uber to the airport. It was a swift Uber ride. He was like getting so annoyed with some of the streets shut down for the festival. And he was just driving crazy. I was just praying that I'd get here all right, but he calmed down once we got out of the city. And now I'm gonna go drop my bag, check into my flight, get my boarding pass, and head on to my flight to Sydney. So it's exciting. The adventures continue in Sydney. Let's go. All right, got my boarding pass and found out that my flight is slightly delayed. So I hope it doesn't get any more delayed than what it is, which is about 25 minutes. Time for security. That was so smooth. It took like 2 minutes through security. I just wait for my flight. I arrived in Sydney and I'm just waiting for a ride. There's like a really long walk to get to this place where you pick up Ubers. I'm trying a new app called DD's because I get discounts off my first ride with them because the Uber price was $70 and it's pretty late at night, so I don't really feel like taking public transportation, so this is my best bet. Hopefully I get to my hostel soon. It's just gone after 10 p.m. I'd really like to check in and rest. It was a really good flight though. That was probably probably one of the best flights I've taken. They had free Wi-Fi on the plane. Like, I guess I just haven't been traveling that often because I have not been on a flight where the Wi-Fi was free. It was a really pleasant flight and like spacious, comfortable. So big thumbs up to Qantas. I really enjoyed my domestic flight from Cairns to Sydney. I just really need to get picked up because drivers keep canceling on me. So I hope that this works out and I'm not stuck here too late waiting for a ride into the harbour front area of Sydney. Good morning, guys. It's the 28th of August and I'm at the YHA Harbour in The Rocks, which is apparently a historic neighborhood that I had no idea. I actually booked this hostel because there's a rooftop, which I haven't been to yet, but I need to rush off to walk because I booked onto a free walking tour for Sydney and it starts in half an hour, so I gotta walk there. But look, this is like an archaeological dig site or something like that. I don't know. I made it to Sydney. I had breakfast. I booked a room with the rate that included this continental breakfast, so I had that this morning. I arrived into the dorm last night around like 10:30, almost 11, so I literally just showered and went to bed. It's a really nice room though. The setup of it is really good, and even though it's a 6-bed, it's really spacious. It is pricey to stay in Sydney, I have to say that. This hostel's really nice, so I reckon it's worth the money, the extra money, and this neighborhood I'm in is pretty sweet. And I'm gonna go for a walk now, which will be my first time seeing Sydney really, because at nighttime you can't really see much. It was Saturday night, there was a lot of people walking around going out for Saturday night, but yeah, I'm so excited to get out and see Sydney. This should be an awesome couple days, and at the same time it's really cool. I'm dressed like I'm still in Cairns. I have to remember now that we're definitely in different climate. I'm excited for this walking tour. This should take me to a bunch of different places, orient me in the city because it's so large. It's just hard to place yourself in such a big city. So this should be really good to just wrap my head around Sydney, because I literally have no idea where I am, what I'm doing. I don't know. Look, there's still more ruins here. That's my hostel. I will show you guys around Sydney today with our free walking tour, which is like a tip-based kind of operation. So you tip at the end what you think the tour was worth, which I've done these things around the world. The last one I would have done would have been probably Budapest, when I went to Hungary for a solo trip a couple years ago. And it was really good. I enjoyed it, and I actually met some people that I hung out with after on the walking tour. So that's a tip. If you're in a big city, which is almost like 6 million in Sydney, I believe, do a walking tour and it will orient you and place you, give you perspective in the city as well. Also, one more thing, vlogging in public is a lot easier now because I reckon most people who are passing you just think that you're on a video call. So it's really good. That's a tip. I love all the brick. This is like giving me Dumbo, Brooklyn vibes with all of the brick. Pretty cool. The Rocks Historic District. Very sweet. I have more time to explore a little later, but right now I gotta go to this tour. What? Look at this train. Light rail. Very cool. I must look like I know where I'm going because somebody just stopped me in the street asking me for directions, and I literally said, I don't know, I'm a tourist. I don't willingly refer to myself as a tourist, but that's what I am, really. Anyway, it's so nice. I don't know, I'm just getting so excited walking around. There's a weird looking bird over there. It reminds you that you're in Australia when you see stuff like that. Because I was saying this place kind of reminds me of a bigger Toronto, even though population-wise they're probably the same. This just seems a little bit bigger. I'm having so much fun already. I've just left the hostel and I'm like, I love it here. First impressions, I love it here. This is what Lambton Quay should be, I reckon. Close it down, just trams in the middle, shopping on both sides. Wellington could take a note or two from the way that this George Street is set up here in Sydney. This would be amazing for Lambton Quay. If you live in Wellington or you know anything about Wellington, what do you think? I reckon that's how Lambton Quay should be. Cut off access to the cars down at least the main pedestrian street. Oh, it's an Apple store. I haven't seen one in 3 years. There are no Apple stores in New Zealand, fun fact. Just supported carriers, but not the actual store.
Says thank you anyway. Thank you. Now his voice is done by the controversial talkback radio host John Laws.
That is a speakeasy bar.
Both of these came off a ship called the HMS Sirius, which was the flagship of the First Fleet.
Here we are, Circular Quay, iconic first view of the Opera House. There we go, Sydney. Walking tour is over. I'm gonna go to the markets because there's weekend markets on in the Rocks, and the Rocks is where I'm staying. That's where my hostel is. I really like that area. It's got a lot of history, but on the weekend there are these markets so you can get some food and stuff. Look at that Opera House. We're gonna go there now because tomorrow's Monday, so this is my only chance to see the markets on the weekend.
Did you like this?
My wrap from Egypt. Falafel. Did you also do that? Yeah. Sailing? The Free Harbor Bridge Walk. getting nicer. The views, more stairs. Walking on the harbor bridge. Made it to the other side. Okay, so we crossed the bridge by foot. It was a good little walk, good wee walk. My watch recorded it as a workout, but only near the end when it started to go a little bit uphill. But we're here in Kyra, which is like a little cute suburb. It's like a little village here. It's very pretty. I'm noticing that Sydney is very quickly becoming one of my favorite cities I've ever been to. It's almost like you go to a place and you just know. So when I went to Cairns, I just kind of knew it wasn't really for me. But coming to Sydney, it's for me. I knew within like the first 10 minutes of walking around this morning that this is my kind of city. And I'm already planning a trip back here where I can do a little bit more because there's just so much things to see and do here. It's kind of hard to just narrow it down to just 3 full days. So I have today, tomorrow, and Tuesday, and I leave on Wednesday, and there's not actually anything I can do Wednesday because I go home in the morning. I'm quickly realizing I need to come back very soon for another Sydney adventure, especially on a day like today when it's so pretty. And they've been getting like so much rain lately, like heaps of rain. And for us to get beautiful weather like this is super lucky. I just feel really good. I think I'm just gonna spend the next 3 days enjoying the city. I think I'm gonna have so much fun. And where I'm staying, the Rocks, is so pretty. I was so lucky to get to see the weekend markets for today because it's Sunday. Tomorrow they won't be happening. And there's just so much to do and see. I'm like, I gotta come back here. I'm already planning another return to Sydney. I gotta come back. I love it here. Now that is $1 million view. Stunning. Well, we kept stopping every 5 seconds to take photos, but look, we made it to Luna Park. It's golden hour, and that's the Opera House, and it's so pretty here. I can't stop taking photos. Alrighty, I came back to my dorm room and nobody's here, so I'm going to quickly do a room tour for you. This is the 6-bed female dorm at the YHA Harbor The Rocks. Okay, we've got the wide angle on here. So first of all, you have to put this thingy in here to get power. So when I'm in the room, I have that in. When I'm not, it's out. This is the toilet room. So literally just the toilet in here. I think that's smart since 6 of us have to share. And what if one of us only needs the sink? It's not the full bathroom. So that's really good. This is the shower room. You don't have to worry about if you just need to use the shower, not the toilet. They've separated it. So I think that layout is really thoughtful. I really like that. And then of course the sink area here, which is really good. And then we have some hooks here, which are really great because people can hang their jackets, towels. That's my towel hanging, and it's a double rack so someone else can hang their towel here. Really thoughtful design. We've got lots of bins here, bin there, bin there. Love the mirror. I think anytime you get a full-length mirror in a hostel, you're winning. So I slept up there last night. This is the bunk scenario. It is a metal bunk. Not the nicest bunks, but that's okay. You get your own light and a little power outlet. Wish there was more than one power outlet though. That's a critique. And you get your own locker. But here is the main room here. We got a nice window. Love that there's a table and chairs. And I've switched here to this bed now. So I prefer a bottom bunk for obvious reasons. There's a girl up there. I'm not sure why she has pink sheets when the rest of us have white. She also has a different pillowcase. This could be her own bedding that she brings. And I've taken over a locker. So this is great. You even have an outlet in your locker here. So you can charge stuff securely if you don't want to leave it on your bed to charge. So I love that detail. The locker is nice and big. It fits my backpack. There she is, fit nice and snug in the locker. I can lock it up before I leave and make sure that all my things are safe and secure. So this is a very ideal hostel setup. The pillow is comfortable, the mattress is comfortable, really nice. And look at how much open space we have here to play with. And there's not much clutter. For a girl's dorm, this is not the norm. Typically there's shit all over, and this is the view. Blackout curtains as well, which is a really thoughtful touch. And we have a view of the city central. This window does go up a bit, get more breezy in here. Sydney Harbor, YHA. Now, like I said, it is pricey to stay here, but all of these little touches really make a difference. So I think it's personally worth it, and that's why I've decided to extend my stay to cover my entire time here in Sydney. But I'm really happy with this one, and the rooftop was so beautiful. So there we go. That is day 1. I have not finished off the day yet. I was trying to see if I could meet somebody at the hostel. I guess that is a negative, is that there's not much of a vibe here. And I thought, oh, maybe I can meet someone who's in the room. Nobody's in the room. So I think I am on my own to get some dinner tonight. I'm at the end of my trip and I thought, oh, you can go cook. And then I just was like, no, you can go eat out. When I get home, I'm literally all I'm gonna do is cook when I get home. But I'm gonna rest a bit because I literally had such a full-on day. The good thing about the bottom bunk is I can sit on the bed and lay down instead of having to crawl up the ladder. So I may check in with you guys a little later to show you what I get up to for dinner. If not, I will see you guys tomorrow for day 2 of Sydney Adventures, my new favorite city. Hey, I just seen a Canada logo. 1 second. Do you peep that? I just saw it from my bed. Is that the Canadian Embassy or consulate or something? Too funny. a night walk and I had to get gelato after that delicious burger. That burger, it was a crispy chicken burger. It was so good and the fries were good. But Harbor Bridge views by night and a chocolate gelato. Couldn't ask for more. What a great night to cap up an amazing first day in Sydney. Iconic. I had to do it, even if it is at night. The Opera House steps. Let's go take a step on the steps. Don't mind the hyperactive children. I'm on the steps. Check. So cool. Can't believe I'm here. Ooh, hello.